Welcome to another episode of Irrational Fears with Whitney, the part of the show where Whitney comes out and tells you her irrational fears. I talked to my dad about this one before I did a video, only because I didn't want me to say it and him be like, I can't believe you talked about that. So I'll tell you his reaction once I tell you the irrational fear. We're going to go back to the irrational fears. There's no judgment. They are rational in my head. There's no judgment. But also remember that I don't say these things for people to be like, oh, I'm so sorry, or no, you shouldn't feel that way. We love you. That's not my intentions. My intentions are to get it out there, to be cathartic for me, and maybe people going through the same process that I am. So if you're new to the game, I have MS. It's been advancing. I'm raising money right now to try and go to Mexico and do a really awesome treatment that has some great success rates. It's expensive, and so I'm putting my life out there for everyone to see, when normally I'm a very private person when it comes to that stuff. So it's a lot. So anyways, so Irrational Fears with Whitney. This one is big, and I don't think it's irrational, but then the way how big it gets, I think goes irrational. So I'm gone for 28 days in Mexico. You do 4 rounds of chemo. They take your stem cells. It's a thing, right? I take a caregiver, and then the caregiver that I'm taking is not my family. She's a family friend, that has known me since I was very little and has become a very close friend of mine. But it didn't work out for anyone else to be able to go with me. And so that's who is going with me. And so my biggest fear, I'm there 28 days, and then afterwards I have to, your immune system shot. So you have to, get it going or whatever again. And so it's a lot of, sequestering and things like that after you get back. So let's say that's 4 months at the least of that. What if something happens to my family, extended family? My parents are retired. My husband's parents are almost in their 80s. Well, one's in their 80s. The other one's close to the 80s. What if something happens? I can't leave, be like, peace out, it's middle of chemo, see you later. You know what I mean? I can't just leave. Or I'm at home and I just got back, and it's I can't travel across the country because my parents are, I think my parents are 1,000 miles away at least. And Brandon's parents are 4 hours away, but still, it's I can't travel with no immune system. I can't leave in the middle of it. I am the person that if something is going on, even if it's small, if you're in the hospital, I will drop everything and I will be there. And I said that to my dad on the phone today. I said, who is the person that when something happens, jumps in their car and drives to where you are and figures it out? And he's like, you, every time. And I'm like, exactly, because that's who I am and that's what I need to be. And so even if something small happens, I can't be that person. And my dad kind of started laughing, and he was like, that's how everybody feels about you. You're going to Mexico. We cannot, what are we going to do? Be like, oh, she's in Mexico, we know where you are, but what if something happens? He's like, that's how everybody else feels about you. And so it was funny, whenever he said that, because I didn't think about it that way. But for me, it's this irrational fear that the second that I leave, something is going to go wrong. My family's going to have some sort of problem, extended in my family, whatever, medical. When I say problem, I'm thinking medical. Something is going to happen and I can't get there. And that is so stinking scary to me. So what are the chances that, it's going to happen right then or whatever that it may be? Very slim. And do I trust God that that is hopefully not going to happen and not part of the plan? But if it is, that it's part of the bigger plan? Yeah, but at the same time, you can say you trust that, but it's scary. So that's another one of the emotions that I'm going through in this whole process that seems crazy, but that's what I got going. So this has been another episode of Irrational Fears with Whitney. Tune in next time for another episode where Whitney comes out and shares her irrational fears. Have a beautiful day, friends.